We are here at Grow Up Canada, a really cool cannabis conference. This is my first time here.
Oh, nice.
How many years has it been going?
This has been a number of years. I don't know how many this is, but
Yeah,
this
it's
has
been here.
been a
We don't make it up to Canada much, but there's so much happening in Canada. And one of the cool things about Meat Unshackled is we always try to give you good stories combining supply chain stuff. And this is a good one because he might not look threatening, but we are talking to the Pablo Escobar of cannabis in Canada. I'm just kidding. But actually, and let's get into your story. And I want to tell it. It's really, really cool because you are doing essentially what he did, but you're doing it out of Canada. So first, introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah, I'm Jacob McCall. I've been growing for around 22 years, and I own a micro-cultivation facility in Ontario, and yeah, my company focuses on international, so exporting. I say 70% of our product is exported.
70%. You get your microphone a little closer.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's McCall Farms.
Yeah, McCall Family Farms. Yeah,
McCall Family Farms, and
yeah.
you're originally from,
I'm from Mendocino. Mendocino is where we started.
and you've been growing since you were in your teenage years.
Yeah.
Which makes you one of the legacy guys. Shout out to, I'm really impressed here because I meet a lot of people, and for a legacy guy from California to transition nationally, internationally, different state, all that kind of stuff, and now you're doing what you're doing. I know we talked before this, and you give all credit to your wife, which is really cool. We'll talk about her in a second, but congratulations on your success. But let's talk a little bit about what McCall Farms is and what it does.
Yeah, so we're a small scale. Pretty much the maximum amount of square feet that you're allowed to have for what's classified as a micro facility in Canada. So there's a bunch of levels to sizes, but micro is considered small. It in my opinion retains the craft quality of cannabis.
Yeah.
We focus on just a high end product that looks good, that tastes good, that tests good.
Is it measured by canopy or square feet or meters?
It's active canopy square feet.
Okay. Is it meters though?
No, it's square feet.
The Canada uses meters and square feet?
Yeah, these ones are done in square feet.
Interestingly enough.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, it's odd.
So you're growing some good product here with the roots out of California here in Canada,
Yeah.
McCall Family Farms. And you guys are allowed to, what province are you in?
We're in Ontario.
Ontario.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to ship across?
Yeah, all of Canada, and then into any market internationally that is really accepting it. So we have our it's what's called a GACP permit. So you're allowed to wherever those are accepted. Like we can't go to Israel. I don't have the export license to do Israel. Not the license, but the requirements to go to Israel. But we focus on Germany and England, like the UK.
Germany and England.
Yeah.
Okay. And England has medical, of course.
Yes. Yeah. So
So
different requirements for different areas, but yeah.
yeah. So you're exporting. You ever think that you'd be exporting legally, importing legally? Well, you're not importing, but you're exporting legally weed from any country to another country?
No, never thought. It's never thought that at all. And it's still a fairly new thing in Canada. It's
Yeah.
not. I don't know exactly how long it is, but still fairly new endeavor. And there's a lot of hurdles to be able to do it, but it is much more lucrative, and it's a better play than just what the scene is in the Canadian market right now.
Right.
For volume and quantity and stuff.
So much to unpack here. So let's talk about a little about that lucrativity. What is that word?
That could be it. You
The
could use that.
lucrativity. I missed the days when George Bush was president because we could just make up words. Remember, they could just made up
Yeah,
words.
man.
It's about the lucrativity. Excise taxes and price that you sell it to. Talk a little bit about the difference between price that you sell it to right now in Canada. Say if you're going to ship from you're in Ontario, you said
Into Ontario. Yeah.
Ontario to British Columbia.
Yeah, so in Ontario, I can't just due to NDAs, I can't get into specific prices, but with the overall right now, the average sale price in Canada is $2 to $2.25 per gram.
Okay.
And that's that. That's not including costs on top of that. So
For the American audience, kilogram is 2.2 pounds.
yeah, or 1,000 grams.
Okay, 1,000 grams.
Yeah, that's the way I like to look at it. It's 1,000.
Yeah.
It's easy math.
I almost screwed that up there.
Versus versus if you are to take it outside of the country, you can go 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6. It really depends on the
Wow.
it depends on the demand, on the quality, on your group that you're dealing with. There's a bunch of variables to it, but it's quite a bit better. And then also in Canada, if you're doing volume, so 75 kilos and up, kind of Canada's harder to bulk sale that just with the mass amount of product we have here. So if you want to do 75, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 kilos, it's easier to move out of the country at the moment because
Right.
people there want bulk at good price.
And so just England and Canada, I mean, England and Germany, but you must know better than most people how many countries are accepting the importation of cannabis.
There's a lot of them. They just keep coming online. Like,
Really?
yeah, just keep coming. I don't want to say any that are wrong, but there is
Yeah,
probably
I don't know them.
off a dozen, like a dozen off the top of my head. I can probably
Right.
say that
A
are
lot of European
a
countries.
lot of European, Caribbean is getting into it.
Okay.
S-
What's the resource? How do you find out about those? It's just word of mouth, or you got to keep
uh,
track of?
there's various groups
Yeah,
that you talk to, you get connected at these things.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot of just knowing people who know people.
yeah. I guess
It,
you could Google like alert all countries
yeah,
cannabis importation licenses. Wait for each
it's a good
country
way
to
to
come
do it. Yeah,
online.
yeah.
It's interesting because we're constantly finding out things, and I just love what you do. It's just so cool concept. When did you start? When was your first export from your farm to Germany or to England or
Yeah, so it would have been about a year. It's
a
been
year?
about a year. We hopped on pretty fresh when Germany started doing it. Um, when the price was really high. Now it's starting to go down a little bit just because a lot more companies are doing it.
Yeah,
And then you're gonna see with any market. Once a lot of product gets over there, the price is gonna go down and it's gonna start leveling out. And then it's like the name of the game right now is put your gear where the price point is good.
right.
So once Germany dies off, which it will for a little bit, I'm sure. It's an ebb and flow market,
Oh
really.
yeah, commodities.
No,
That's just the thing.
so you just go where it's needed.
And your first export experience was that kind of cool? Was it difficult? A lot of paperwork?
Oh, it's a lot of paperwork. It's to put it bluntly, it's a pain. It's a big pain.
Yeah,
You got to wait on import permits, which are done on the other side,
right.
and then which can take a month. Then you got to do export permits, which are issued by Health Canada, which right now I believe they're doing in 14 days, so it's not awful. But then
So
you got to do all the logistics to get it there, and it
is there a lull where your flour, like you send it out of McCall Farms, packaged? How long before it gets to the retail shelf in Germany? Is that a government delay?
there can be delay,
Yeah.
but it can also be quick. It's so they have to retest it once it gets there
Okay.
to confirm that there's no microbial contaminant or anything wrong with it when it gets there. So that's the really big delay that you find. It's not with aircraft, not with like cargo or anything like that. That's usually pretty quick. But the largest delay is normally the testing it on the other side, especially with England. With the UK, sorry, just in general, you have to have everything irradiated before it leaves here because it's medical platform, and
Right.
you have to have it nothing. There can be no contaminant on it whatsoever. So when it gets over there, there's a grace period that they have to hold on to it for before they can test it to make sure that nothing grows inside of the bags. And they also have to dry it. They usually dry it back a little bit um, to make sure that they have reached their preferred moisture content for low microbial activity.
Yeah.
So that with the UK, that's the
So
pain there.
annoying.
Oh, it's so annoying. So
But you have a secret weapon over there.
yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, the big thing with the UK is the irradiation. It takes a while. That's
Yeah.
the longer one. Germany, they also have a really low microbial count, but if you have a clean facility, you can hit that without having to treat. I don't even think you can send treated product to Germany.
Okay.
So the product you send there is good. I don't know. Even the groups we deal with don't tell us how long it takes to get on the shelf. All we know is they've got it.
Yeah.
So we don't really get
Who
told.
cares?
Yeah, we don't get told afterwards.
Yeah.
The deal's done at that point. Everybody's happy and move on to the next one.
Yeah. So you go back to the legacy days.
Yeah.
So you've actually helped transport cannabis in other ways, and there's no convictions out there. It's unshackled. We talked about that. Which do you enjoy more, the way it used to be or the way it is now?
Certain facets of both.
Yeah.
The paperwork for this current industry, it gets better and better every year. I will say that
Yep.
the Health Canada's getting rid of some of the redundancies. You have to do the same paperwork for Health Canada that you do the revenue agency, which they're starting to fix that. But and also the price point back then was fantastic.
Yeah,
Now
taxes.
yeah, taxes, and even just the value of like you used to be able to get $4,000 a pound, 35, 45 like for good gear, and now like 1,400, 1,500 if it's really good.
Yeah, and quickly tell us about the taxes. So, say you grow up a kilo, a pound, a gram, whatever measurement you want to use in California, in Canada, and then you ship it in Canada. How much taxes are then recognized by the consumer, as opposed to when you ship it to Canada, then you don't deal with any taxes?
So if you ship it international, there's no taxes.
You're good there.
Yeah, you're good there. But if you
That's
do
good.
keep it, it's great. Yeah, and if you do keep it in Canada, I don't know that's
Oh,
not my
yeah.
area that deals with that part, but I do know there's a
Let's let
certain
John keep pointing out his wife, who's an accountant.
yeah,
Yes,
standing over there, yeah.
that's a secret weapon.
But there is a certain per
Yes.
I don't know what it is per gram. It might even be like $1 per gram that they charge you um to do like retail in Canada.
Yeah.
But and then there's of course like even if you're doing the bulk sales, there's your like GST, HST.
Canada doesn't want to charge you, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
The,
family
the,
planning, no stuff. You're a legacy grower. Find yourself a wife that's an accountant and settle down.
yeah, it's a good move.
That's a smart move.
Yeah.
I like what you did there. So real quickly, I want to close out on this, and it's very important. You grew in the old days in California.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where-
California and Virginia.
and Virginia.
Yeah.
And now you're growing in Canada.
Yeah.
And you, I assume, consume as well.
Yeah. Well,
The quality of the product that you produce, are you satisfied that we are now at the same levels of or better, or worse, or you need the California, Virginia, Canada?
so that's a really that's maybe a little bit of a loaded question. I find it it's grower based.
Yeah.
Um
But the stuff that you're growing,
the yeah, I don't want to like I don't our stuff's good. It's good. It
You
does,
guys-
people like it. It does well. We've never had one complaint about it. We've had the #1 SKU domestically in Atlantic Canada
Yeah.
and Nova Scotia for 4 years running. Um, it's the highest price point and it sells the most. It's sold
Right.
all the time, and we've had that 4 years running all the time. It's on top.
but personally, you're not going to sell something you're not satisfied with.
No, we don't. I would
Yeah.
throw out a crop if it's. We've luckily never had to do that, but we believe in what we do. I'm here. That's why I retained this craft, this micro size to put out quality. I'm a believer that this is a game of quality, not a game of quantity. Now there's different business plays you can do, right? And whatever business play you do, awesome. That's for you. You're doing a volume play, you're doing a quality play. That's great. But you're never like a volume play is never going to produce the same quality as a
Craft.
as craft. It just doesn't work like that. But like back to the question, like if I look at California,
Yeah.
if I look at here,
So I was younger. I liked it more then.
yeah, yeah, like California has awesome product.
Yeah.
And some of the best growers in the world are there. If I were to like,
He doesn't want to speak negatively about California. That's what's going on here.
yeah, no, there's a lot of bad stuff there too. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I think like California and Oklahoma and Michigan,
Oklahoma.
yeah, have some of the best gear
Okay.
that is
I like that.
that is out there. And then there's some people in Canada that can have that level.
Yeah.
For sure.
You're a young man. Your knowledge runs deep. I can tell you're going to be one of the big dogs if you want to be
Yeah.
in cannabis long
I
term.
enjoy this. This is my passion. This is all I do. All I've done for pretty much my whole life.
That's
This
so
is,
cool.
I'm never going to do anything different. And this is
But you better not get a divorce anytime soon.
oh no, I'm not planning on it. We just had twins last year. We're good.
Well, congratulations. I am so happy to interview a legacy grower who's transitioned into not just the state by state, the national, but the Canada international market. You are moving and shaking. You're going to be around for a long time.
No, I
So
appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
I think that's so cool. What's next for McCall Farms? You cool with now with where you're at, or
Yeah, I think right now, like we're always looking for more opportunity to basically where the best price point is. I'm always looking at more opportunity to deal with more people. Like I like to deal with like-minded people, the people who buy our product. I so I'm always looking for more. Where can it go next? What can we do next? What's the next big thing? We do tissue culture in house, so we're always then we have a lot of different facets that we do at my place. So whatever's next, we want to learn it, hop onto it, and if we can, do it in a proper way. But I'm really happy with where we're at. I don't want to grow anymore. I think this is
Yeah.
good. It's I can run it with my team. I want to keep it a family business.
Yeah.
I don't want to make
Yeah,
it
cool.
crazy.
You're like one of the cool strawberry farmers outside of Boston.
Yeah.
I went to Boston University, so um, you gonna be at Mary Jane in Berlin?
No, I don't
Somebody from your team gonna be out there?
I my business partner might go.
Yeah.
He might go. We always have to do like it's a price like cost versus effect, right?
Yeah.
Are we happy with where we're at? Do we want any more buyers? We know a lot of we can connect with a lot of people in Germany
Okay.
just from the people we know out there. So uh, we didn't have to go to the previous one. I already know people that are going, so we can
Look
just
at
use
that.
other people that are going as a
Yes. How do people find you?
oh geez. We have an Instagram. It's at MFF underscore INC.
Okay.
Um, other than that, we just kind of stay to
Yeah.
ourselves.
No, that's awesome. This is what we appreciate you coming. We come to these events and different people introduce different people. And one of the moderators at the event said, "This guy didn't know," and I could tell by your vibe, man. I love what you're doing. I love introducing to our audience. I think people have learned something from you,
Appreciate it.
and if they're lucky enough to get in touch with you and do business with you, I think they're going to be better off in life. So, good luck to you and your ventures, and I hope to meet you again. Hope your journey is a long one.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
You too, man.